All right, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, fishing accomplices, good afternoon and welcome back to fishing. So we are approaching mid-April right now, and yeah, I just got out of work and I am exhausted and totally burned out, and I just need to, oh, there's my water bottle, get on some fishing. I have been fishing a few times since my last posted video, but it hasn't been great. And part of that is because the conditions just really have not lined up for me on the few days that I have off right now. I've gotten in a couple times, but between the tide, the wind, and a few other factors, it just has not worked out well for me saltwater fishing. I've gotten a few fish here and there, but nothing by itself that I could really justify putting a video together for. Perhaps I'm even flashing some of the footage as we speak right now. But that being said, the wind is howling right now. So as much as I'd love to launch the kayak and do some saltwater fishing, I'm gonna do some freshwater fishing instead. It's been a little while. Unfortunately, I think it's warm enough and things are kind of getting together that I can maybe put a nice pre-spawn bass bite together. So that is what we're gonna try today. This is probably one of my favorite times of year to try and catch freshwater bass, both largemouth and smallmouth. The one thing I'll stress, obviously, is it's catch and release only, as the fish are not in season to keep. But that's perfectly fine. I don't keep freshwater bass, or most freshwater fish, for the most part, with relatively few exceptions, at least in this neck of the woods. So we're going to be fishing mainly, I think, with jerk baits, namely shadow wraps, X wraps, things of that nature. We're going to be working some, fairly moderate depths, like probably in the neighborhood of 5 to maybe no more than 15 feet of water. Give that a try. Might even try venturing into something a little bit deeper, maybe see if we can get on some trout. But really, I just want to, do some nice casual fishing, not think too hard about it, not work too hard for it. So that is the plan. Please stay tuned, because we're about to get some fishing accomplished. Okay, starting things off a little later than I would have liked. We're going to start things off with the Rapalus Shadow Wrap Shad Deep 9. Slow floating, I believe. This lure has done pretty well for me in the past, so I'm hoping it does such wonders for me today. That is the plan, so let's see what we can do. Okay, so just a little aside to what's going on here. I am fishing the Shadow Wrap Shad Deep 9. Very good lure, though I think an X Wrap is pretty comparable, maybe not quite as good. And there's other jerk baits as well. But the name of the game is just real slow. This is, a little bit before mid-April. We've had kind of a mix between hot and cold weather, off and on rains this entire week. It hasn't been super hot, but it has been warming, so that made me confident that I had a pretty good shot at catching some decent smallmouth, or largemouth even. I like to think that this is the time of year when you have your best shot of getting a really solid fish from the shore. And apparently I was right on this particular day. Not only in terms of quality, but also quantity. Nothing absolutely huge, but just the numbers and the quality, sustained throughout this day was really remarkable for me. But anyways, yeah, this Shadow Wrap is a killer this time of year, so let's get right into it. That's a fish. That didn't take long. It's always a fish over there, it seems. Feels nice. Got some shoulders. Ooh, jeez. Stay down. Oh, smallmouth. Nice smallmouth. Oh. Oh. That's a nice solid fish. Heck yeah. solid brown bass. Right in that. Oh, dang, son. That's definitely my biggest from this lake. Nice fish. Keep them in the net so we can get all this stuff out. Okay, now would be a good opportunity just to see what this boga grip is saying for this fish, but let's get a quick pick first. So that's my first like legitimate, really nice smallmouth of the year. It's probably like pushing 3, I'm guessing. Real quick weight. Get it right back. It's looking like, it's almost saying, I think it's saying 4. Flirting with 4 pounds. £4 pounds, thereabouts. I mean, that's possible. It's very chunky. See ya. All right, well, that really did not take long. Happy to get that fish. It's nice the simplicity of this, you know, not fishing super long and already get smashed. But yeah, these shadow wraps really do the trick well. You know, this time of year, just get them out there and just really, really take your time. I didn't even feel that fish. I just saw my line take off and then, you know, it was on. So see if we can make lightning strike twice. Usually when there's one here, there's quite a few if the bite's good. Oh my God, 2 in a row. I was just about to hit the camera to reset it. This one feels good too. Retied that leader after that fish too, just in case, because I've had some moments. Not as big, but still a very nice fish. These smallmouths, man, I tell you what, I can't get enough when they're really on. This one's not quite as impressive, but it's still a very nice fish. And whenever you can go 2 for 2, I'm all for it. He's just like 1.5 pounds, or maybe flirting with 2. Yeah, 1.5 pound smallmouth. Right, we just went 2 for 2, so I have no promise that that's going to happen again. But you know, if we could go 3 for 3, that'd be pretty cool. But again, not at all expecting it. Happy just to be catching anything today, really.
Yeah, so I actually did end up getting a hit on that next cast, but I don't know if I kept the footage. One thing I will point out, you might have noticed it in the last clip, the line was really starting to twist up. The line that I put on this reel, I think I put on probably in like 2018. It's been on there forever. I have not been doing a ton of freshwater fishing the last few years for multiple reasons, which I won't get into. So that was something I had to continually battle with this particular session. I would change it as soon as I got home, but unfortunately when I was out in the water, there wasn't much I could really do about it.
Okay, it's been about, I want to say, 20 minutes since my last likely bite, so I'm going to try fishing the Shadow Wrap Shad Deep 11. I tend to find this to be slightly superior to the 9. They're both good, but I find this one to be better, so I'm hoping I don't drag too much bottom with this. I lose these a lot, but let's go over those spots where I was getting the fish and see if maybe this entices them a bit more. Got him. Doesn't feel huge, but it's not bad. Just trying to decide if he's a big fish or not yet. Wager it's a smallmouth, but it could be wrong. Eh, not quite. Kind of between the two. He looked a little bigger there for a second. What's up, buddy? It's a 2-pounder. These shadow wraps slay, man, I'll tell you what. These guys are so much fun. All right, I'm getting a little parched. I think it's time to have a little refreshment. Okay, folks, so it's been a minute with the seltzer review, but we are back, and we're going LaCroix for this one. It's a little peach pear action, so... You know, I like peach, I like pear, and I like this. I would definitely recommend this seltzer if you like either of those flavors. This is a solid 9. I'm giving it the 9 treatment. A minus, A, whatever. But yeah, I'm all tangled up now. Get this sorted out. Let's see if we can get a few more fish. Usually the seltzer review is the kiss of death for getting any action, but I'm confident I can pull another 1 or 2 before the sun goes down. All right, let's see if we can pick another fish off this spot. This area in particular, I haven't moved very far from where I've started, but this spot I always take my time with because it is like just the ideal kind of pre-spawn smallmouth spot. Got pebbles or boulders. It's not too deep, but it's also not too shallow. It's a very gradual drop off, starting anywhere from like probably 3 to, as far as I'm casting, maybe 10 to 12 feet of water. So this is like ideal. This water warms up pretty fast, these boulders, and these fish just like gather on it. So got them. Got them. Things are coming in waves. It's literally 2. Oh no, he snapped me. Damn. All right, just got snapped off. Should have checked that leader a bit more carefully, I guess, after that fish, but live and learn. It's been a while, you know, saltwater, I'm used to the luxury of having heavier lines, so hopefully that fish can shake that hook. And hopefully there's another opportunity to get a fish. Got him. Jeez. Fish are stacked. This one doesn't feel so impressive, but who knows? Not quite as impressive, I think, as that fish that got off, but it's okay. We'll make sure to check that knot before we get it back out there. All right, well, just got another one. Not terribly big, but they're around. Check the knot to make sure it's not all messed up or anything. Leader feels good. Jeez, man. These fish are just stacked. That's like the last 3 casts in a row. Oh, is that a trout? It's nice, whatever it is. Didn't get a good look. It's probably bass, but it might be a trout. It is a bass. It's a nice bass. Just took a weird jump. Don't worry, buddy. It's a nice one. It's the biggest one since the first one. Jeez. What a bite. It's another like 2 and change. Absolutely phenomenal action so far. More than I could have ever anticipated or hoped for. Just see if we can get a real, you know, monster. Or not, I don't really care. I'm just happy to be catching fish. This is the most steady or consistent bite I've had at all so far this year for anything. I don't believe this. I do not believe this. I'm waiting for this to end. That's a good one. I've been saying that every time, but this one looks a little, maybe a little chunkier. Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, yeah. Look at that chunk. Look at that chunk. What? Dude. It's another 4-pounder, I'd say. Oh, man. Look at that thing. 3.5, 4 probably. Another toad. Probably like 3 and change. Very fat. Quick wait and we'll get him back. This one, oh, easy. He's just a hair under 4, I want to say. Didn't bring my tape measure, but what a chunk. Gorgeous fish. Awesome. First thing we're going to do is double check our leader, make sure we don't have any crazy frays, because it has been an absolutely lights out fight. I am waiting for it to end, but it just keeps going. I don't know if I've ever been on a smallmouth bite this good outside of Finger Lakes upstate, you know, consecutive. Like this, they're not huge fish, but they're all solid fish. So again, I am very happy. If it ended right now, which it very well might, we might be cutting to the end right now. I got everything I wanted out of it, but let's hope it isn't yet. Let's try and push the envelope a little bit more.
Well, that fish was the end of that casting streak of fish. However, it wasn't the end of the fish. So I fished this specific area probably for another 20 minutes. Afterwards, I decided to push into a slightly different stretch of shoreline, and I was rewarded for that as well. So I'm going to cut right to that.
Let's try this stretch of shoreline out. If they were where I was, they should be here too. So let's check it out. Got a little more wind here too, which should also be helpful. Oh, we're on already. Barely felt that one. That's a good one. Ooh. Barely felt that one. Wind makes... Oh, good fish. Good fish. This might be the one to go out on. Oh my God, that might be a 5-pounder. That might be a 5-pounder. My goodness. Oh man, stay down, stay down. Stay down. Jeez. That might be 5 or bigger. Oh my gosh, look at that thing. First cast in this spot. First cast in this spot. Easy 4, maybe 5. Easy 4, maybe 5. Easy 4. Oh my gosh. Yo. Let's go. What a smallmouth. Gotta get the pliers out for this one. Jeez, man. It's the biggest one I think I've got in years. What a tank. Look at that thing. Oh. Years since I've caught one that size. see what we're working with here. I don't think 5, maybe 4 and change. It says the Boga. Let's see. Boga reads about 4.5. So that's very nice. 4.5 pound smallmouth. And if he's here, I mean, there could easily be a 5 in there, maybe bigger. Okay, we got that fish back, and we had a bit of a tangle to clean up. Check my knots, make sure we're not about to snap off. If that's it, then we're ending on a very good note, but we got a little more light, so we're gonna keep trying. That was literally the first cast in this spot. And this is like something else kind of day, you know? This isn't the kind of day that you have every day here. So I'm going to milk this one for everything it's got. I have no reason not to. Oh, way. Wow, he grabbed it right as I was about to yank it out. Feels all right. Where's my nut? Oh no. Where'd my net go? Oh boy. To engage in some risky business in this one. What a football. All right. That's easily a 2-pounder. 2 and change maybe. All right, well, the good news is I found my nut after getting that fish. I used to have a strap to this, but it got lost, so just kind of wedge it into my wader belt. But yeah, that was a nice little fish. I'm gonna try for maybe another 10-15 minutes. Otherwise, this might be it. But if they're still here, we're still fishing. Oh my God. These fish are just on fire today. This feels nice. Bite is just on fire. It's a good one. Oh yeah. Oh man. Oh man. That's like easy 3-pound smallmouth right there. All right, I got about 10 more minutes left of me. The sun is down. This is just the last bits of light, and we're getting a fish. Just as I'm trying to explain that I'm trying to get out of here. Not bad. A lot bigger than I thought he'd be. I've never gotten on a bite like this here before. 1.5-pounder, pushing 2. All right, so I don't even know what to say other than wow. I did not expect to have a short session of fishing like that. You know, I was only out there for probably around 2 hours and change thereabouts, which might seem like a fair amount of time, but you know, I took quite a few pauses to, you know, retie and go through some of my gear. That was phenomenal for the amount of time I had. Again, if I were upstate, you know, even still, that would be good upstate, the Finger Lakes from shore. But, you know, fishing down here, I've never had that legit of a session, you know, fishing New York City reservoirs. So I wish I could tell you what made this day special. I mean, it was just, I guess, the right place, the right time, with the right lure dialed in. But again, that early pre-spawn spring bite, you know, fishing those stick baits, jerk baits very slow, you know, in the right spots, always have the potential to really connect with some solid fish. And we nailed it just right today. So yeah, I know obviously, you know, could always do better, could always hope for more. But for me, that was so much more than I was hoping for. So whatever, thanks for watching. Hopefully some saltwater coming soon, but with days like that, I don't even think about it too much. Catch you in the next one. Goodbye from fishing.